Probably the
And
best roast you'll ever see, if you get, is that roast that Dom did with Bruce Willis, and it's because
That's
he was pissed off, and it came from his heart. It was great,
that was
right?
what was your guy's name?
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton. Yeah, this guy Ed Norton. First, I didn't like the way he said hello to us. He dismissed us in the back.
It's the greatest thing ever. It's so funny to me, but that's honest. That's honesty.
Yo, Dom, over here. Hey,
Bye.
Dom, hey.
Yo, Dom.
Eleanor, you're our first returned guest. Thank you so
Yay!
much.
I
Dom,
packed it.
Exciting.
It's good to have you back.
I'm
Eleanor-
excited to be back.
Eleanor was supposed to be in studio with me, Dom, but she canceled because she spent the day with her mother. I respect.
I
that.
had to take my mom to get blood work at Methodist Hospital. Oh my God. What a horrible, horrible place.
I grew
I
up
don't
right
know if
down
you
the street.
remember. Yeah, I mean, we're around there.
Yeah,
It's the closest. Now it's Jefferson. We go in. They tell us, oh yeah, down the hall, down the hall. I go down the hall. I don't see any signs. I said, hey, I stopped a nurse. Hey, is this where we go for blood work? She goes, oh, it's on the second floor. Walks away from us.
Jeez.
I'm wheeling my mom around. And finally they go, no, it's back there. I'm like, you mother. And so I take her back, find the room. We go in there. There's this woman digging in her nose like I've never, ever seen in my
An
life.
excavation.
Like, I was like, and she's coughing and she's like, yeah. And I'm like, don't touch my mother. I'll kill everybody in here.
Wait, she's on the payroll, this lady?
She was working in the blood work place.
Jesus.
Oh, I thought it was another patient.
No, no. it was
Methodist
it was a
Methodist
nurse
has a
or whatever.
reputation around the city. If you end up there when you're
Yes,
sick,
yeah.
you're probably gonna die. It's just
They've killed a few of my family
or
members.
lose a limb. I hate to say it, I mean, but these are South Philly facts, and we all know South Philly facts go a long way, right,
But I
Dom
figure
Herrera?
we're just getting blood work.
Absolutely, my friend.
Dom, I
I'm-
love your microphone. Is that new?
Yes, I just got it as a late present from
Santa Claus?
Sam, my girlfriend Sam.
Oh, Sam, yeah.
What do you think of her? 9 to 5.
I love Sam. Oh, what do I think of her? 9 to 5?
I'm 9 to 10. What 10 to 20?
Oh,
1 to 10.
I give her like a 15. Sam's a hottie.
She's wonderful. She's wonderful. There's a guy on that's announces football whose name is Booger. You know,
What?
anybody know?
I know. I bet that lady knows.
Why would you let a kid go out of the house with that fucking name, Booger? Booger, wash your teeth. Booger.
Booger, take a tissue.
Booger McFarland, right? Isn't that his name?
Yeah.
Booger McFarland? Yeah, Booger McFarland.
What is that? It's obviously a nickname.
Man, that dude must have got his balls broken his whole life.
Not by you,
God.
Steve.
No, not by me. There ain't no.
That's Booger.
Look at him.
I wouldn't
He
fuck.
is.
I wouldn't fuck with him.
I was gonna say, would you bother Booger? I'm like, yeah, you
No.
want to be Booger? Wear a green jacket. I don't care. Do whatever
Hey,
you want.
did anybody see the Chris Rock thing?
Yeah.
I watched a half hour with my wife last night. We didn't finish it though. I thought it was great.
Well, you could see the level of intensity go up when he started talking about it. He's still, he's so pissed off, but
Oh, yep.
We all love him. I mean, he's one of the comedians that made it to the top, and everybody still digs him. So that guy Will Smith, fuck him.
I'm with you. And people are like online saying, how dare he compare it to Slave? Because he compared the movie, saying he wasn't comparing it to a slave. He was just saying, I liked watching him get whipped in that movie, like almost as if, hey, that's my aggression. He was living vicariously through the person Will Smith getting hit. Not the actual. It's so dumb. People take things literal.
Well, the back end of his set was. I'm guessing I didn't even get to any of that material yet.
Well, Steve, you never get to the good part.
No,
I just think it was interesting to see somebody that good. And that he's hiding a fastball.
Yeah.
So when he stood up and said, just about. I love when we send somebody asks, "Does that hurt?" He goes, "Yeah, it still fucking hurts." You know what I mean? And his whole being, like, he's still a man, and
Yeah.
it's just like, and
It's a
there's-
million ways it
Well,
hurts.
what could he be thinking? Let me see. I wait till I wait till Rick is on stage, and then I'll fucking tackle him. It's like, what kind of person does that?
And he said, like, the wife Jada, she started it. It wasn't like, you know, it was a thing because she was talking trash about Chris, so he just kept doing what he does best, which is making jokes about her. And then he got pissed because he couldn't handle it with his entanglement with her.
Well, it's all over now. Everybody's friends, right?
No, they're not.
think
Right?
So
so.
it's
I
all
don't
it's
think
all
so,
over.
yeah.
I don't think they'll ever be friends. And they said that Marlon Wayans just put out an HBO special, and he went even harder against Will Smith.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that. I didn't hear
I
about
haven't
that
seen
either.
it either.
And he's a
Marlon?
Philly boy.
Not
He's a Philly-
Marlon. No, not Marlon Wayans. The Wayans are from Jersey, aren't they? Please don't affiliate.
They're not from Philly.
No.
What's odd about it is, aren't they in like the same circle and
Well,
network?
that's what-
Yeah,
They
kinda.
kind of came up
Friends?
together, so they're all it hurt them as much as it hurt Chris, because it's like, you did that to our friend. I thought we were all friends. Why
Yeah.
would you do that? Why would you
from-
go against him?
They're from New York.
Oh, he's New
Wayans
York.
brothers. Yeah, New York.
Okay, a few of them
Yeah,
live in
that's
Jersey.
got to be awkward. Like if you're in that circle of entertainers,
Yeah.
you have mutual friends.
Well, it would have been like Rock,
Well,
the Wayans brothers, Will Smith. They're all like the same age, right? Like around 50. They're all kind of probably came up around the same time, right?
Yeah, I think Chris
Like
is
one after
closer to
another?
Will Smith's age.
Well, they were two of the top entertainers the back end of the '90s for sure.
Mhm.
You know, and they both stayed really relevant. That alone is hard. They both stayed really relevant, and they have to have the same group of friends still. Manager, like on the back end too, managers.
course.
I would think. It's just bad
But you
business,
don't know, do you?
huh?
I'm kidding. I'm just teasing. I'm trying to lighten it up.
No, it's light, right?
Usually Dom's here to lighten it up. Dom's always lightening it up.
Tom's not even fucking awake yet.
Yeah, we went a little earlier than usual today.
I
Dom.
was wondering, but it's okay. I mean, if you like getting up early, Dom, this is the new
I
year.
looked at fucking. The sun's out already. The whole thing.
Oh yeah, it's uncomfortable. I've already been outside.
Have either one of you ever worked with Chris Rock?
Of course.
Well, we've all worked together at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Be they good or be they bad?
My first
Well-
ex-fiance was his booking agent.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So,
remember-
I watched, before I was doing stand-up, I watched Chris work out Bring the Pain, because I would go with my Dom's a real big fan of my first ex-fiance, and I would go with him to watch Chris work it out. Like, we went to Rascals in Jersey. Obviously I watched him at the Comedy Store, but also Vegas. He was doing Sharippa's Club at the Riviera,
Mhm.
working it out. So it was neat to watch that kind of progression, like how he
He's brilliant.
Really
I was at the comic strip. Eddie Murphy brought him in there,
Mhm.
and he was really nervous and just you would never think this kid would turn into the top of the top.
Yeah,
He
because
was.
people said he was really bad with, obviously when he started, we're all kind of stinky, I guess. But they
Yeah.
said he was like everybody was pushing him, and people were like, "Why are they pushing this kid? Why are they pushing this kid?" He stayed, and then somebody said he went on the road for like a year and then came
Mhm.
back completely different comic.
Hmm.
Like, just put the work in and figured out what the work that works for him, obviously, and then
And I guess people saw it in him or something. Those are the people who were pushing him. I guess saw
Yeah.
that he had something in him. I mean, I really remember Chris Rock was one of the first comedians, I guess, dirtier comedians that I heard as a kid. He was
okay.
one of the ones that I saw, and then his movies were also huge when I was, I guess in the mid '90s and late '90s. He was really
He was like the first comic from our generation that had a music CD that went '1. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
Like
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy did that, and then he had a
This has
CD.
music from
Yes.
CB4 from the
Yeah,
movie.
he had a song. He had a music video on MTV. It was called Champagne Room.
What?
Yeah, look it up, Brian.
He's making it up. He's making it up.
No,
Wow.
why would I make
You
that
want to
up?
make the
I don't
podcast
know.
interesting? Just
No,
make it up or have an interesting guest. But Champagne Room. I remember he did the movie CB4, and that he was a rapper in that. Was it a part of that?
no, he definitely
Oh,
came
God.
out with a music CD in the
Is
late
it in there,
90s,
Brian?
and it did very well. Did you find it, Brian? There
Yeah,
it
I
is.
found it.
Told you.
Of the GED class of 1999, I have one piece of advice for you. No matter what a stripper tells you,
No sex
there's
in the
no
champagne
sex
room.
in the
This was number one.
champagne room. None.
It was #1.
Oh, there's champagne in the champagne
You
room,
taking notes,
It's
Dom?
music?
but you don't want champagne. You want sex. And there's no sex in the champagne room.
Wow, it's a message to all of us, huh?
Don't go to parties with metal detectors. Sure, it feels safe inside, but what about all those steps on your foot? Let it slide.
This was the jam back in the day.
That's
mean,
a
he just-
bit.
Yeah, he's just talking. Yeah, he's just talking over a beat.
That's
I
cool.
remember
never seen that.
I remember seeing it on MTV. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say this is the jam. So you be in your car like turn that Chris Rock shit up.
I bought it. I
Turn
support
that
it.
Chris. There's no sex in the champagne room.
I don't know if I bumped and grinded
We're
like
going
that.
to a
but
party with metal detectors. Fuck that. Get shot outside. No, that's not a song. I'm telling Chris you said that.
that was a nice beat back in the day. You know, I was into that style of music. You know, a little
Rap?
tune in the background. Yeah, I
Is
grew.
that, would that be considered rap?
I would think so. R&B and hip hop.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what he was doing.
I don't
I'm a
know.
big-
What
I'm a
would
big
it-
rap fan. Is what I'm saying. That didn't sound rappy.
No, I was definitely like R&B and hip hop. No, you didn't get.
You know, I
get
wish
that
I came
vibe?
in studio so I can punch you in the face while I'm talking.
Yeah,
Eleanor,
that's love
sorry,
right
I'm
there.
so
I
sorry.
appreciate it. Thank you.
is the Wild come? What was your wrestling name?
Easy Rider, Dominic.
What was it?
Easy Rider.
Easy Rider, yeah. All these
Those are
big
actually-
fu-
Those are tapes I've never seen. Are there tape? There got to be tapes out there of that.
You can Google Easy Rider. It'll come up just as much as it would come up. Oops.
How long were you a wrestler?
Just for one season we did. Oh,
Why are you ashamed of it?
I'm not. I was just getting a text. So I was trying to shut my text so it don't ding every time.
I'm a
I'm
diehard.
not ashamed of it. Put Wow Women of Wrestling Easy Rider. It'll come up
What was one of your best? What was one of your best fights?
with
What's
Selena
your
Majors.
record?
Selena
What's your-
Majors.
Did they let you win?
How dare you? How dare you, Dominic? First of
What?
all, I lost. Second of all, I got a hairline fracture in my collarbone. I cut my head. Dominic came to some of my wrestling matches. I cut my head on pyro. Remember
Yes,
when
I am a fan.
Don came, pants were up, oddly. That was weird.
Eleanor, I am a diehard wrestling fan. I had no idea. This
Oh,
is a.
well, play a little Easy Rider clip. Because there's 1,000 of them.
Why was your career so short?
Because my career's always short.
She's in, she's out.
I'm the in and out of career.
Now
But was
entering-
that a passion, a dream, or something that just you fell
No,
into?
my dreams don't come true. They get sidetracked, and then I started wrestling. Dom, do you remember? I don't know if you remember this, but I'd show up at the Comedy Store. I'd have like a black eye, a Thomas collar, And I'd go to Mitzi's house, the owner of the Comedy Store, and she'd go, "Oh, honey, who did this to you?" I was like, "No, Mitz, remember I'm wrestling." She's like, "You don't have to lie to me, honey."
Didn't you notice that the girls were all a lot bigger than you?
Tom, you saw me wrestle Rogan in the kitchen of the Comedy Store.
Oh,
I
that was
know what I
amazing.
doing.
Joe had her about a quarter of an inch away from the cement.
Tom was dying, and I'm like,
I didn't know Joe was that good an athlete, but you could see, geez.
yeah, he could.
He just opened up a comedy club in Austin.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's been
finally.
open for a while. I don't know why they said that. I guess it's the grand opening or something.
Well, I mean, I think they're doing the big push, but it just recently opened.
Roseanne Barr back in stand up.
Hmm
That's dope.
She's been hanging down in Austin with them.
Nice.
She's a great stand-up.
Hmm
Yeah, I know.
You didn't find any Easy Rider clips, Brian?
No, I got it right here.
Oh, wow.
Fight tonight is gonna end just like last time
What a bitch.
with a trip to the hospital. Oh yeah, but only this time you're not gonna have a leg to stand on.
And now it's Thug going
Is
after
that on
Selena.
2nd Street?
And Thug telling the rest of the gang to go after the real deal.
Oh, God. Oh,
She's knocking the wind right out of Selena. And now, if that's not enough damage, Lucy and Charlie are just taking turns, hitting it right into the midsection.
And Thug with a full Nelson.
Selena up with the feet and now an elbow. A stunner delivered to Thug. The real deal is reaching down and coming.
Is that a
Man, do I wanna
Chicky and
fuck her.
Pete's?
Yes. It was.
Oh, that's great. You never showed me that.
Dom, you were at that match. No, I'm just kidding.
Really?
You weren't at that one. Rogan was at that one. You did come to one.
Yeah, we all came when you were at the forum.
Yeah, that's where we did it, the Forum in Inglewood.
Was
So-
that was that rehearsed? Or you just improv that on the mic? You're a natural.
We're not comics. We were wrestling,
Oh my
not
God,
improv.
what a promo onto her. I'm drawn. This is great.
So
I'm a big WWE guy. Huge.
but the weird thing is like I liked wrestling growing up. It wasn't like my everything, but it was good. And we would wrestle all the time. But when I was doing it, we were doing it at the Forum in Inglewood, and the Lakers had just moved to the Staples Center. Like they built the Staples Center, whatever. So now the only people playing at the Forum were the Sparks, the WNBA.
Oh,
So, and Michael Cooper was their coach. So I would go crazy. Like I'm jogging around using all their equipment. And I'm like with Lisa Leslie. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like insane. I'm not a real athlete. Like I don't belong here. And then I would just talk to Michael Cooper and jog around and pretend like I knew what I was doing, but I really didn't. And I got my ass all the time.
They say it's faking, but you can't fake a fall. Like they
Well,
would.
That match specifically, Selena, the girl with the mullet and the red,
mhm.
she was the trainer. So, she's supposed to train me. And she's like, easy, don't worry. I'm just going to call the fight. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Which means she's going to whisper in my ear what moves to do. I don't know shit. She's whispering in my ear. I'm flying back. I broke my pinky. I got hit with a chair. That's how I broke my pinky. A hairline fracture in my collarbone. She's like, can you not hear me? I'm like, yeah, I hear you. I'm getting my ass kicked. And I'm just like, I can't, what'd you say? The mullet got in my face. You know what I mean? Like it was awful.
I mean, it was loud too.
Pyro. Yeah. Oh yeah. And they're
Yeah,
screaming.
it's loud. Yeah, it's loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's loud.
It was bizarre. I almost died that match. I was like,
But how long did you
just
train
right now.
before they put you on TV?
oh, not that long. That's why we look so bad. My mom,
Like
at
a
first,
week?
my mom hated it. When I first told her I was going to be on wrestling, I was going to be on Wild Women of Wrestling. I said, Mom, I'm going to be a wrestler. She goes, well, honey, I'm so excited for you. They have great women characters on there. I'm like, what? But it was like 2000. I thought she couldn't hear me on the cell phone. So I was like, let me call you when I get home. And when I called, when I got home from a landline, she goes, my sister Karen answered and she goes, yo, you're going to be on West Wing? She told everybody, Dom. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to be with Martin Sheen. I'm going to have a woman with a mullet and a sleeper hold. So when I first started doing it, she's like, "This is embarrassing. I'm not watching." And then she started watching because my brothers were watching, and she would call me up, "Honey, those kicks were way off, way off. You're not even connecting. If you're not going to do it right, don't do it."
It's good advice.
Yes.
Would you
It
ever?
seems
Would
like-
you ever do it again?
No.
Would you-
At this age, are you going to pay for the hips? What do you?
Well, you're medically.
What am I,
you're not
Shakira?
well, now I'm pretty sure now the way all that shit works, you need to like pass a physical. They cover you medically because the Vince McMahon there was a big controversy.
Yeah, they covered up. We were covered, but I mean, a lot of us got hurt. A lot of us.
And
It's not easy. You
did
are
that
flipping
brand
around.
fold or it's still around? That organization.
For some reason, they thought, you know what, we're good enough to have a pay-per-view. So they did.
Oh.
And then
Uh-oh.
They got the pay part. They didn't get the view part. They didn't realize they go together. And
Got it.
so nobody tuned in. And we had a cage match with that lady Selena and Doug, the other woman that were these girls, by the way, phenomenal athletes.
You guys still friends?
Oh yeah, I love. They're my dearest friends, and I still talk to. I was doing commentary for them about 6 years ago.
oh, that's awesome.
They're still on. They're just on different networks.
Different
But
networks.
what
yeah.
happened was when we were doing it, they lost the funding because the cage match, Selena cut her head a little bit. And then she drank a little bit of beer to make it go a little more. And she was covered in blood. And, Doug's beating the shit out of her. But if you're a real wrestling fan, you would have been like, this is awesome. But when you're a little girl and they're gearing it toward little girls that are like, look, girls can wrestle too. And then you
Right.
see Selena all bloody and a mullet, and people got nervous. So they
Well-
pulled the money.
Well,
Yeah.
the past 3 years,
Mhm.
WWE has really been pushing the women wrestling.
Yeah,
Like,
because
They've been
did-
headlining, so maybe that organization was
That's what I was going to say. Those girls are killing it. And a few of the girls, when I was doing commentary, left the WWE to go to him. Amber O'Neal and those guys. Amber O'Neal's phenomenal athlete.
wow.
She still wrestles. She's great. But she works for WOW Women of Wrestling.
Wow.
It's amazing to me, like when they got the guy down on the ground and he just punched him in the head, and the ref standing there, like, how much damage do you have to do? He's getting square, right in the temple.
That's
Do you
scary.
ever-
But they usually tag out or call it. The ref usually gets in there if they're on the ground. They don't let them just beat them on the ground.
And it's all
Yeah, I mean,
And you
reversed.
never
It-
wrestled, Dominic.
it's all rehearsed,
you.
but the bumps are real, right? All the
What are you
like-
talking? Two different things. One is theatrical, and the other one's really sports.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about the UFC.
Yeah. Do you ever watch that, Dom? The UFC? Is that what
Yeah,
you're talking
yeah.
about?
I love it.
UFC is
Yeah.
great, but they don't let you punch on the ground. They don't.
No, they definitely do. Yeah. Ground and pound. Yeah, they'll let
but
you
they'll
get on top of
stop it at a
somebody.
certain point, right?
Yeah, at a certain point, but they'll let you go.
That's a
Like,
tap out, is what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah. It's a tap, but they'll let somebody, like, if you got somebody on their back, you can definitely just tee
Oh,
off
yeah.
on them
Yeah, yeah,
until because they'll put their hands up and then roll out of it a lot of times.
Sure.
Those guys can take a beating.
Yeah, well,
a
the women are getting pushed in that as well. The past couple
And those
years,
women
too.
fights, they're nuts, man. They go out. It's tough to watch sometimes. The men and the women fights for me, or like sometimes I can't watch it. It's too much.
Yeah.
Huge
That's,
market.
you're a
for
real
it right
pussy.
now.
But
I
yeah,
know, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
can you imagine? Oh, I love it. His cheek just broke. Yeah. It's gross. It's
They're,
scary. Yeah. I don't like watching it too much either, but I do like technically I'll be like, whoa, that was a kill. You're like, wow, the power behind some of these girls and guys. Like me and Rogan used to joke about that all the time, that if they had this when I was young, I'd probably have brain damage by now because I probably would have gotten into that. That would have been perfect for me.
more. Yeah, more.
Oh, you got a lot of built up aggression, huh?
Oh my God, it's all I did in Philly. So why not bring it in the ring and get paid for it?
Take the earrings off. Hold
They
my
come right
earrings.
out. They're all rigged.
Put
All my
your
friends
hair,
have
put
ripped
your hair in
earlobes.
that in the bun, right?
And the knots, I'd put a lot of knots because
Seen
I have
that a
too much
million
hair.
times growing up. My God.
It's
And
horrible.
you know what's crazy? You think it's completely normal.
You normalize
Yeah.
it.
And,
Yeah.
and then you move somewhere else and everybody's like, we don't that's not normal.
Why would you punch me in the face? Because you deserve it.
Crazy. I remember one time a girl was messing with in Chicago. She started shit with me at a bar. I was roommating with my cousin Dana at the time. So I told her, I said, "You keep fucking with me, I'm gonna call my cousin Dana." She's just like,
Do what?
why would you?
You're gonna tattle
You know, how,
on?
you know how guys get drunk and they're talking about fighting?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, you know, and you hear it. And one time I asked a guy, I go, "When's the last time you were in a fight?" He goes, "I don't know, like maybe second grade, going on third." I said, "What are you fucking talking about? You know, I'll throw him through a fucking wall." No, you won't. I mean, nobody gets thrown through a fucking wall.
I just had a fight.
Is this a bit? Am I smelling a Bitsky?
You got a Bitsky there, Dom.
Maybe something.
That's a good bit. How was Vegas?
That was fun.
Nice.
I just don't like 2 shows a night anymore. It's like enough.
Well, it's brutal. That's brutal. For you, I love it.
What do you guys think of Sunday shows at a club, the back end of the weekend?
One show's good. I mean, I don't think you need 2.
You mean if you're on the road for yourself, or you mean
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
club?
I just see in my experiences like opening for somebody, like they always hate that. They always hate that last Sunday night.
Some people would rather do Wednesday through Saturday if they have to do 4 versus the Thursday through Sunday. But to me, a show is a show. It just depends on what cities come out on a Sunday. Sometimes Sunday can be the best show. Depends. La Jolla, like San Diego, Sundays are always fun. We started a Sunday show and they've been killer down there.
And
So it
what
just depends.
what did you, just the weekend the disconnect, like it's the weekend dragging out? That's why most headliners don't like it.
Probably it's like
It's
Sunday.
anticlimactic, you know. After
Yeah.
Saturday night, and then
Right. Then it's chill Sunday after you had such great shows Saturday night, exciting.
Mhm.
And that's like a come down. But also during football season and stuff, you're kind of
Yeah,
like
that's true.
beat from the day, like you're watching games all day, or even now, like March Madness, like you're just into watching other stuff.
Yeah.
Sunday's like the sports day, the chill day.
It's interesting how over the years NFL has games on Thursdays, Saturday nights.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
So
start putting them on
so-
Tuesdays and Wednesdays. You'll see.
So now stand up shows are competing with that.
Well, like Dom, I don't know when you started at the Comedy Store. Was the showcase night still on a Monday night?
I think so.
So she switched it to Sunday because
Oh,
of
shit.
Monday night football.
Damn, that's
What-
crazy.
Oh, and at the time they didn't have Sunday night football.
Right. But they didn't have Monday either. So it was just
Did she pass you, Mitzi?
Tommy did. She saw me I showcased for her in person twice.
Mitzi's the owner of the Comedy Store.
Yeah, but then they recorded me in the main room, and Tommy said she passed me. But did she?
What
I
about-
came.
You know what I mean?
What about you? What about you, Dom? Did you get passed by her?
Yeah. What happened to me? I was doing. My goal was to be flown out by somebody to California, not pay my own ticket. So I finally get this thing called Star Search. Remember that, Ed McMahon and all.
Man, that's
yeah.
old. Yeah.
And so I got a set at the Comedy Store. First, man, I passed everything. I paid regular one, and I'm thinking, oh man, this is cool. And when I got back to New York, everybody was asking me about it. I go, yeah, I already got it. I'm like, I'm starting to feel full of myself. Go back to LA. She forgot who I was. I don't remember seeing you. And Gary Shandling was there. He knew me. He kind of put in a word for me. And then that's how the second time I got it. But I was be careful about what you say, how you brag. Make sure it's final.
Right. Make sure you're in. Don't tell anybody about the movie until it comes out. Oh yeah, I'm in that.
Yeah.
I didn't get cut. But
So-
like, you would see so many comics back then, in Dom's defense, not that he was forgettable. It was just so many comics were
Oh
showcasing.
yeah.
How long before you went back out? Like, you went back to New York, told your friends you're a paid regular. Then when did you go back to LA?
Oh, probably a month later.
Right. So
Really?
within a month, in that time, you probably saw 700 comics.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And so also the other comics that didn't pass yet, like would try and talk to her while she's watching it.
And
That
that's
was annoying.
yeah. They would, if they didn't like the person showcasing, they would sit next to her and kind of like talk to her so
Oh.
she would get distracted. And then she would be like, "Oh, I didn't see your set."
What power
what-
she had in those days.
Oh yeah.
It's
Was
like
it
almost
always
magical to hear about. It really is. Like, because I hear it on other podcasts too. You guys talking about the store and her, and it's like, it almost doesn't seem real. You know, it's just like so
Yeah.
funny how much she carried over into really
Especially
what people
back
see
in
on
the day.
TV too, and the impact that it would have on movies. Like people that she passed would get TV shows, movie shows, like writers and stuff like that. It's pretty wild.
Roseanne couldn't wait to do the main room. That was her big goal. It was a 400-seater compared to like she could be number one in the world for a while.
Yeah.
It's so random, to see who made it, who didn't. That guy Mike Binder
Mhm.
went after you. Remember that thing?
Oh, we did this was a like a roast, and it was for a good friend of mine. I don't know how close he is with or was with Adam Egget. Adam was the booker of the Comedy Store, but Adam's like one of my closest friends. So I know everything about Adam. So I went up and just destroyed Adam. And then I was picking on David Spade. A lot of people bailed on doing the roast last minute. And I don't know why. Maybe they just didn't write jokes. I don't know. And so like I was shitting on all the people that bailed instead of the people that were on the dais, right? Which I was just being silly. I just thought it was funny. Also, Jeff Ross was like, "Hey, do you mind going first?" Or no, he goes, "Do you mind? We're going to put you up last." And I go, "That's fine. I can go last. I'm a Comedy Store comic. I know how to work the room, even if I have to go at the tail end of it. I'm not one of the fake ones like you guys that were brought in because you're famous now." And they went fucking crazy. Like Jeff Ross was so mad at me for that for a long time. I'm like, "Fuck you. Yeah, you were already famous. You're not a real Comedy Store comedy guy, And so, oh my God, he was like, so Binder had to go on after me. And then he didn't really know the people. Like he came
Right.
up a long time ago. And then he
Right.
started shitting on me and the room turned on him right down.
Oh, he just didn't know what to say. You're a good crowd. You're a very good-looking crowd tonight. He's like stammering. You fucked with the wrong person.
I feel bad, but it's just because I went first and like I went for the jugular because I thought, fuck them. They were gonna shit on me. Like, "Oh, you don't have any credits like we do. So you go at the end." Good. I'll do either one. And then he goes,
Right.
"No, you'll go first." And then I was just like, "This is hilarious," and just ripped them to shreds. And then I
How do
ripped
you-
Adam to shreds.
How do you guys prepare for a roast? Like, do you work out before you do it?
Yeah.
Or do you riff while you're up there? Like when you're doing sets, do you work those bits out?
Well, I do, but I also, leave some room for improv. Like I did last one I did was with Bruce Willis.
Probably the
And-
best roast you'll ever see, if you get, is that roast that Dom did with Bruce Willis. And it's because
it's-
he was pissed off and it came from his heart. It was great.
Oh, that
Right?
was what was your guy's name?
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton. Yeah. This guy Ed Norton. He I didn't like the way he said hello to us. He dismissed us in the back.
It's the greatest thing ever. It's so funny to me. But that's honest. That's honesty.
Bring it up,
It
Brian.
was
Bring it
fucking
up on
over
YouTube.
from there.
Brian, bring it up.
Oh my God. It was flawless. Flawless. Like I
I
bet you
never,
to me, Dom, I think roasters like watch that, study it, because the way you went at it, it was almost like you took the script and said, "Fuck this." And
Bruce
you-
is the girls were there right in front. His three daughters.
Sure. Right.
And that's, I don't know if I can say certain things in front of them, and I was
Right.
in a quandary, and I just was watching what they laughed at to push it a little further.
Yeah.
But that comes up something like that. It's hard.
Herrera. Why are you playing it?
Yeah, what are you doing, bro? Yeah, what are
was
you
gonna
doing, bro?
play
Let
it.
me- You don't want me
What do
to
you-
pull it up?
Right, Roland?
What happened?
He could
You don't
pull
want me
it
to
up.
pull it up?
I said it twice. You're ignoring me.
He's
I'm not
looking
ignoring
it
you.
up.
I'm looking it up, you
Ah, I gave you the
jackass.
cue. I'm
Jesus
helping you.
Christ, dude.
I'm helping you
What do you
out.
think I'm trying to do, bro?
Patience is a
I'm trying to
virtue.
play through the fucking ad, dude.
I'm trying to help. All right. I'm
My
sorry.
goodness.
Jesus.
Scene, don't be
Christ.
heard. That's my new.
See, now
Don't
you
even be
fucked me up.
seen.
I messed
Don't
up.
even be
I messed up the whole production today.
You ruined Dom's whole thing.
I'm so sorry, Dom.
Dom,
Forgive
why do
me.
you work with this guy?
Am I awake?
Oh, there
Oh
you
my
are.
God, look
There's
how
a voice
fucking-
there.
perspiring.
Look at that. Look at my fucking head. Look how fucking fat I am.
Our next presenter is true.
That was just the-
You look beautiful.
Wow.
All right, hold on.
Boy, look at the alcohol it took to get that fat. That's a lot of shots.
That's a lot of work, Dom. You put a lot of work into that.
God, if I had known that, I'd have done more fat jokes.
Dom, what was your drink of choice?
Maybe we should play it the way Steve had it, with just the voice.
Yeah, because that video was just him talking. There's no clip.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Well,
Dom, what was your drink of choice over the years? I'm curious. You're a big whiskey guy, right?
Irish whiskey, yeah.
Never vodka.
Yeah, try. I mean, I got drunker and drunker because Eleanor knew me when I didn't even drink, and then
Yeah.
I just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, it wasn't a preachy thing. It's just like it was making me sick.
You drank socially at the clubs.
Yeah,
I drank
you
alone.
drink a lot. Truly, I never think of you as like a drunk. I think of you, you'd have like a little wine or maybe a whiskey, something. Like it wasn't like,
It was when I went home.
it was when you went home. At least you waited till you got home.
I got that one DUI. Thank God I got that. That slowed me down.
Oh, that's it?
That was just the one joke. Yeah.
I wanted to
No,
see.
'cause
I
it's
wanted
when
to
he
hear the
goes-
front end when he goes in on Ed Norton.
Yes.
That's
Alright.
why I put it back up on the phone. You guys.
Do you have the? Is it a video?
That's all right. I think we've seen enough
Is
of that. Why don't we put that little morsel away?
Dom, you're so humble.
Yeah, Dom.
Just trying to protect the real estate here. I can't believe how fat I was.
Shush it.
It was disgusting. Look at my
You're-
fucking head.
You look amazing. Stop it. The camera adds 10 pounds to your head.
This we got to stay in the all black. It's slimming. You know.
Yeah, not just the hat.
I've been taking notes. We're
What's
in the
that
all
mean?
black. I gained 20 pounds since I got married.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
also you've been going around and eating all this Philly food like a nut.
No, I toned it down with that a little bit. It's more I'm eating home because the baby's so young and I'm
Right,
coming home at night. My wife cooks. She's not working.
right.
She likes to bake. That's what kills you, the sugar.
Oh, it's the best.
It is the best, but if you're not moving around,
Yeah.
forget about it.
On the way back from Methodist, I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts on Carlisle and Oregon. It's like right before 15th and Oregon. And so I stopped and my mom was like, "Get muffins." And I'm like, "Of course."
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're in South. You got to stop at Frangeli's.
Yeah, that's
Did you ever
different.
have one of those? They're
course.
it's like a sandwich.
Yeah.
They put the cream in it.
Mm-hmm. I know
My God.
Frangeli.
Every time I forget what it's called. Every time I come,
It's like a cronut.
Yeah, it's like
Is
a
it-
cream donut.
it
right?
literally
It's
looks like
stuffed
a donut sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I'm such
They
a
do
fat
slice
shit.
it and put it in it. It's really good. But yeah, we go there once in a blue moon. Our favorite was Petitos. Before it was Petitos, which is like in St. Monica's Parish, right on, I forget what street it's on, Mole Street maybe. I
Yeah,
forget.
it's near Cash's Bakery.
Right across the street. Yeah, right around there. Well, Primo's is across, but it's around that area. So, because we go to the Dad's butchers over
That's
there.
stuffing.
Dad
Yep.
stuffing's the
Mhm.
best. I'll get chicken cutlet from him today. And then you know, you go to all those little spots. Oh yeah, it's amazing.
That's it.
Their cream puff.
Did you ever have one
Cannolis.
of them, Dom?
Half
a
donut,
cannoli.
half
Yeah.
cannoli. Yeah.
Yeah. It's phenomenal. You want me to bring one back, Dom?
Would it kill you to do something for somebody else? I'd like to try it. You know, St. Monica's you mentioned.
Oh
I used to
yeah.
go to St. Monica's summer camp.
That's so funny. So did my older brothers and sisters, and I never got to go.
I'll never forget because we had this priest that was molesting boys.
Okay. So that's why
And
you wanted to
it
go?
was
That's
amazing
that's why
about
you
it.
went?
We never told anybody. And I don't want to just start a new, different show now, but it was amazing to me looking back. I mean, I know he didn't get me because I was slept with my flashlight on.
Oh,
And
my flashlight, do you mean cock? Like that it was
yeah,
cock?
that's the code for cock. Yeah.
You put a little neon light around it.
But isn't it weird that nobody
I
told
wear
them?
How old were you?
I'm
think?
34. I don't
Nah,
know.
like, do you think you were like 7 or you think you were like 15? Probably younger, right? Like 10, 11 maybe?
No, maybe
10.
11, 10.
10?
Yeah. Because my older
and
brothers
I'm
sisters-
dropping my stepson off to CCD tonight. You guys threw a haymaker at me.
I mean,
Dude.
dude, how could I mean it's
Don't waste your time.
Who hurt you?
No, I signed my stepson up for Catholic education courses.
CCD.
CCD, it's called. He goes to public school.
It's usually a lay teacher teaching it. Maybe a nun, but they're not going to touch your kid. You'll be all right. Just keep
Nuns
away from the boys.
Nuns don't teach anymore. That's so old school.
It's not that they don't teach. We don't have any.
Yeah.
There's
dying
not
breed.
nuns going into the nunhood.
No.
They're like extinct. That's it. It's over.
You know why, Dom? Because they like cock.
That's good. Your head should go further back like you're going to spring. Cock. Suck a cock.
Eleanor, break a leg tonight. I know you got
Okay.
spots in the city. Thank you for
I'm just
hanging
doing
out.
the stand and the cellar, but tomorrow night I'm at Staten Island at this place called Max Esca, and they said the food's phenomenal. So I'm
Cool.
excited.
And your headline and the
If the
punchline. next
comedy's
month.
bad, eat a chicken farm. I'm headlining there tomorrow.
And your headline and the punchline, right? Next month in Philly.
No, that's not till May. Don't
That's-
jump all the way.
Well,
ahead.
that's exciting. I'm excited. That's a big.
That's
You know.
May 31st. I got 500 gigs in between there.
Okay, sorry.
I went for acupuncture today on my neck.
How's it feel?
Pretty fucking terrible.
Really?
Well, they put pins and needles in you and then they hurt
Do you feel better now?
a little.
seems like it was worth it.
Dom, have-
South Philly acupuncture. Somebody comes in, just punches you in your back. It goes away.
They just take the needles off the street and stick them
Yeah.
in. That's what they do.
These are good. We got these in Kensington.
They really get rid of all the pain.
You'll be numb in a minute. Shut up. Don't complain.
Dom, what do you got going on this weekend? Anything? Any shows?
Yes, I'll be showcasing my talent to improv and what's the one in Hermosa? Tell me a magic
Magic
club.
Club. Oh, that's
The Magic
great.
Club.
When does
Yeah.
this come out?
When does it
Ryan?
smell?
Probably tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. I'll put it out tomorrow morning.
No.
That's
Um,
that's
no,
Eleanor.
but-
We talked about that. at the beginning
Oh
of the
yeah,
show.
on the March 26th, I'm recording a half hour at the Comedy Store.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'll also be at the Mic Drop in San
It's a half an
Diego.
hour. That's perfect.
Yeah, half hour.
I can walk out in an hour. I mean, it could be
Well,
Richard
just like-
Pryor. I've had enough.
Steve just said that he watched Chris Rock for a half hour. Okay, there's another half coming, but right now I'll do the half hour. If you want more, I'll do more. Let's see how this
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, but to be a legit headliner, don't you need to be able to work an hour?
Of course. I'm
Yeah.
headlining tomorrow night, and I'm headlining on the 18th. It's a Trevino's restaurant in California. And then I'm headlining Mic Drop in San Diego on the 24th and 25th. Is that okay with you, Steve?
No,
You
no,
wanna
no.
check my
I'm making
Brian
conversation.
updated
I'm
it.
not challenging you.
You got it
No,
going,
I would
Steve.
never do that.
Man, I wish I was in that
This
studio.
is a whole
never
different
do
show. Another
I
show.
was in that studio.
I'm opening for
Easy
one of your-
Rider has made a comeback.
Eleanor, I'm opening
Easy
for one
Rider
of
is
your
here.
favorites, Reverend Bob Levy tomorrow.
Oh, I love Bob Levy.
Reverend
Literally
Bob
the
Levy.
funniest, absolutely nicest guy and funniest guy around.
Dom,
other
do
than
you
Dom,
do you know
other than
Bob?
him.
Do you know Reverend Bob Levy, Dom? He was on the Howard Stern show.
I don't know him,
Oh,
but I love his
Sure,
work.
you would love him. You would get along great.
he
'cause
said he
just
said he would jump on for sure. It'd be a
Come
lot of
on.
fun.
Oh, you would, yeah, you'll love him, Tom, because he's like just the best East Coasty fun guy.
He's
I'll
good.
put it on my calendar. I'm very busy in town.
All right, that's our show. Dom, thank you. Eleanor, break
Thank
a
you.
leg this weekend.
Thank
Adios.
you.
Goodbye.
Adios.
Yo,
Good.
Dom, over here.
Bye.
Hey, Dom, hey.
Yo, Dom.